Howdy, we are looking at systems of equations. Loads of different ways to solve these guys, but what I am going to do is for this first one look at combination method. It's already kind of all set up that way, and I look and see that if I multiply this whole thing by a -2, then these will be opposites of each other, so I'm going to do that. So this will be -2, -4, and -4. And then if I combine these, I get x. The y's completely disappear. And -8. So -8 is my x value. And then I just have to plug -8 back into the x. So I have -8 plus 2y equals 2. And that is what, -10? No, positive 10. And when I divide, I get 5. So this point is a solution for both of those equations. It's the only point it is. Let's look at B. B, wow, exactly the same. So I'm going to multiply by a -2. And those cancel, and those cancel, so that gives me 0. But those don't cancel. That gives me 1. So this here is saying that 0 equals 1, which is totally not true, which means there is no solution, which means this side is the same and this isn't, which means these are really parallel lines. So there is no solution. In other words, there is no point where they intersect anywhere. And again, I know it's no solution because I've got my 0 equals 1, and that's not true. So I'm looking at this next one, and this next one is a little bit trickier because I can't just multiply by one thing to make them disappear. I'm going to have to change the top set and the bottom equation. So let's see. If I make both of those 24, I would need to multiply this by 2. I need to multiply this by 3. So that'll be a positive 24, and that's a negative 24. So if I do that, I get 14 minus 24 equals -44, and I have to be so careful not to lose anything along the way here. Oh, I'm sorry, see, I already lost it, an x. -15 plus 24 is equal to, what is that, 42? Okay, so then I put them together, those go away, that was my plan. -x is equal to -2, x equals 2, 2 is part of my solution, and I just have to plug it back in. Doesn't really matter. I'll plug it into the bottom one. So I have -2, 2 goes in there, so that'd be -10. So 8y is equal to 24, and y is equal to 3. All right, let's look at the last 3 here. So this is the same thing. I've got to change them both. So let's see if I change them both to 50. So if I multiply that by 2 and multiply that by 5. So that would be what, 30, -50, and 60. And that would be -30, +50, and -60. So those cancel, those cancel, those cancel. This is 0 equals 0. If something eliminates something else, that means they are equal to each other. And when we're talking about lines, that means they are in the same exact location. So 0 equals 0 doesn't mean no solution. 0 equals 0 means the two lines are one right on top of each other. So that means there is an infinite number of solutions, and they all lie on this line since both of them are identical to each other. Okay, let's see, we've got one here. So let's see, if I multiply through by 2, so the top one's going to become -4 plus 2 and 12. And when I combine them, those cancel. It gives me 0 equals 17. I'm really hoping you remember last time that happened. That was no solution because they are parallel to each other. Not 11, but parallel. All right, last but not least, we've got this guy here. Oh, probably fastest just to make them both, what, 20? So multiply that by 5 and multiply that by 4. So that would be 35 minus 20 equals negative 15. And 8 plus 20 is equal to negative 28. And those cancel, and that gives you 43 equals negative 43. So x is equal to negative 1. And doesn't matter which one you plug it into. These ones are smaller, so I'll plug it in there. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And that is what? Negative 5. So y is equal to negative 1 as well. Whoops. And that is the answer.